What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new Football Manager 2016 video, and it's going to be another experiments video today, but it's not going to be on a player. Basically, I got this idea for this video off someone who's doing this sort of video on FIFA, and I thought that would be a great thing to do in Football Manager, but prolong it over a season, whereas this person literally just built a team. Anyway, I'm going to jump into it. You can tell by the title anyway. It's a full transferred squad. But, you know, bear in mind, this is at the point of recording this video. It's the 1st of August. So Paul Pogba hasn't moved. You know, none of them, potential big moves that are going to come. Leroy Sane, Paul Pogba, Mustafi to Arsenal, I believe, Lacazette, them types of transfers haven't happened. So this is purely off the players that have transferred so far. Now, we're going to jump into Football Manager right now. So as you can see, what I've done is I've got a transferred squad, the 17th in the Premier League, and what you've done is you've created the club, so you had to remove one team. So I'll just go to the Premier League very quickly, and as you can see, there's no Everton. I chose Everton because, no disrespect, I'm not just saying this as a Liverpool fan, but Everton are not going to challenge for the title, but they have a budget of, what the big clubs have when you come to create the squad, so that was the reason why I chose them. All the other teams would have had a too low a budget, and then the higher teams, you can't really take out Man United or Man City because, they're going to be in the title race as well. So if we go to this transferred squad, one other thing you may have noticed there was Jose Mourinho is the manager. I've put him as the manager because he has transferred to Man United. He was a free agent, but he's a transferred manager, so I thought you need a transferred manager to manage a transferred squad. As you can see, the stadium's called Transfer Arena. It's basically Goodison Park. Everything else, it's literally all Everton. You can see the kits, all Everton. Apparently Leon Osman's still here. No, he's not. So I don't know where that's come from. But if we go to the players and take a look at them, you'll see what we're working with this season. Okay, so there's the team. And as you're going to notice, there's some players that really just aren't really groundbreaking, like Nick Pope. Probably never even heard of him. I believe he was at Burnley, or he's moved to Burnley or something like that. I'm not too sure. Berriad. Genuinely, I don't really know anything about him, but I've put him in there because you need players that are going to, meet the squad registration, because you can't just fill it with loads of foreigners. Premier League doesn't let you do that. I've also put Joe Allen in there. I believe Jordan Ibe. Yeah, Jordan Ibe's in there as well. So we've not got full players. I'll just show you if I can. Actually, no, I can't because I'm not the manager. Or can I? Yeah, I can. So as you can see, there's only 19 players, but that does leave 6 spaces for them extra homegrown players, that you need to have registered, whatever. So we go back, let's take a look at this team in full. So Loris Karius obviously moved from Mainz, from Germany to Liverpool. You've got Mats Hummels, who's moved from Borussia Dortmund to Bayern Munich. You've got Eric, I don't know how to say his name. Everyone until he moved to Man United pronounced it like Bailey, something like that, but now everyone's pronouncing it Bailey, so I'll leave that up to you. He's moved, as I said, from Villarreal, I believe, to Man United. Samuel Umtiti, was that Lyon? Lyon he was at? Yeah, Lyon to Barcelona. Joel Matip, free transfer to Liverpool from Schalke. Dani Alves, Barcelona to Juventus. Joe Allen, Liverpool to Stoke. Again, one of them players that's in there because he's homegrown. Gundogan, can't even say his name. I can never get that guy's name right. Gundogan, don't know. He moved from Dortmund to Manchester City. Granit Xhaka, obviously from Borussia Mönchengladbach to Arsenal. Jordan Ibe from Liverpool to Bournemouth. Again, just one of them that's homegrown. Sadio Mane, Southampton to Liverpool. Henrikh Mkhitaryan, I can say that, but I can't say some of these other names. Don't know what's going on there. Obviously, Dortmund to Man United. Raphael Guerreiro, I know he's the left back for Portugal. Really young left back. He's actually down as a midfielder here, but he is a left back. He moved from, who did he move from? Was it Lorient in France to Borussia Dortmund? So moving on to Renato Sanches, obviously has a great Euros. He's moved from Benfica, I believe it was, to Bayern Munich. And Kante, leaving the Premier League champions Leicester to join Chelsea. Andre Schürrle, he's moved, was it Wolfsburg? I believe it was Wolfsburg to Borussia Dortmund. Pjanic, Roma. I think it was Roma. It was Roma to Juventus. Who else? Andre Gomes, Valencia to Barcelona. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, we all know about, PSG to Man United. Higuain, again another one we all know about, £75 million. He was at Napoli and moved to Juventus. Michy Batshuayi, I believe that's how you say his name, Not too sure, so don't quote me on that. Marseille to Chelsea, and Morata returning to Real Madrid from Juventus because of the buyback clause. That's the team we're working with. Let's just see if there's anything else I can show you. So, oh yeah, by the way, I've already mentioned this, but I was going to manage them. I'm not going to. I'm going to let Jose Mourinho, I'm just going to simulate a season. Is there anything else? I don't really think there is. We're just going to basically, maybe we can have a look at the schedule. So they kick off at home to Man United. We've got a few friendlies. Who do they finish the season against? Away to Leicester, so away to the Premier League current champions. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump a season into the future and see how this transferred team would actually do in the Barclays Premier League. Okay, so we are 1 year into the future. As you can see, it says June 2016, but that's because it's this year's Football Manager. I'm not going to get into that, I always do. Let's go to the Premier League. I've not seen how they've done. Let's go to the Premier League and see how this transferred team has got on. Okay, so instant reaction. They finished second, 3 points clear of Man City in third, but well behind the leaders Arsenal, 14 points to be exact, who win the Premier League. So second for a team of players that have never worked together before, just all kind of gelled together. That's pretty impressive. What should we look at first? We'll just look at the actual squad itself, because the transfer window wasn't banned. They may have made more signings, they may have sold some players, I'm not too sure. So they're the ones that I just had to make manually. Adnan Januzaj, interestingly, they brought in on loan on the final day of the transfer window from Man United. As for outgoings, obviously that's the whole Everton team. Anyone gone out? So they actually loaned out Renato Sanches, which is quite interesting because I've used this guy on Football Manager and he is a top quality player. Only 18 when you first, load up the game, but obviously, as you can see there, he's worth £21 million. He is a quality player, even for the first season, so quite surprising they loaned him out, but they mustn't have had, him in their plans. Let's go to the players. See who made the most appearances. So obviously Loris Karius, he was going to be in the the main goalkeeper. The other guy was never going to get a look in. Danny Alves, interestingly, I believe he may be one of the oldest players in this team, but he gets 42 appearances. So I guess he's still got it in his legs. Gundogan in midfield, 40. Umtiti, Mkhitaryan, Hummels, Higuain, Pjanic, Schürrle, Matip. Actually, take a look at that. Matip actually starting more games than that Bailey. Zlatan Ibrahimovic starting out on the right hand side, interestingly, and then the rest of the players were mainly substitute appearances. Kante, interestingly, 5 starts but 33 appearances from the substitute bench. That's quite impressive, to be fair. So he was obviously probably their first sub when they made one. Let's take a look at the tactics, see how they actually lined up. So they lined up in a 4-2-3-1. Karius and Umtiti playing at left back, Bailey and Hummels the 2 centre backs, Danny Alves right back, as we just mentioned then, Pjanic, Gundogan, the 2 centre mids. You're looking at Mkhitaryan, Ibrahimovic and Andre Schürrle behind Gonzalo Higuain. So let's just take a quick look at where should we go to next? Let's see if Mourinho's still here for a starter. Yeah, Jose Mourinho is still there. Let's go to, where do we go? Competitions. Let's see how they've done in the cup competitions. So they were knocked out in both the 4th round of the FA Cup and the Capital One Cup by Tottenham and Arsenal, retrospectively. City went on to win both competitions, so quite impressive for Manchester City. Let's take a look at who was their top scorer. Oh, that's age. Goals, Higuain. You'd expect that. He's the striker. He played as the striker with Ibrahimovic playing out on the right, which is quite interesting, but actually Ibrahimovic was second. But Higuain getting 21 goals. Ibrahimovic and Mkhitaryan both on 11, with Andre Schürrle on 9. So that front 4 making up the top 4 for goals scored. Morata, he got 7, even though he didn't actually play that much. Gundogan, actually N'Golo Kante got 5 goals, which is quite impressive considering the amount of substitute appearances I just mentioned. Let's add a column in here. Go to stats and assists. We take a look, where the hell have the assists gone? Am I being completely blind, or has that just not come up? Maybe it's a bit further along. It is. For whatever reason, they've made the column really wide. Don't think that's going to work for me. Anyway, Gundogan getting 11 assists, Danny Alves getting 10, along with Pjanic, so obviously that's why Dani Alves got such a high average match rating. 10 assists from right back, very, very impressive. Then a bit of a gap down to Mkhitaryan, Samuel Umtiti actually getting quite a few as well. So it's kind of the same names coming up again, you know, Mkhitaryan, Gundogan, Pjanic, Dani Alves, obviously Higuain, Ibrahimovic, but further down that list. Interestingly, Schürrle, just highlight him, see how many he actually got. He only got 1 assist in the entire campaign, which is probably a bit disappointing. Let's go over to the Premier League now, though, and see exactly where everything went wrong. Why didn't they win the league? I genuinely haven't seen this, but I'm going to make a prediction that they struggled at the start of the season. As you'd imagine, you know, they're a club that are just building, you know, the foundations. They're just getting together, they're trying to gel as a team, and then I reckon they've hit a bit of form towards the end of the campaign. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I'm guessing at. Let's just see how many goals they scored. So they scored 69 and conceded 38. So obviously Arsenal well out in front in terms of goals scored, a bit behind them in goals conceded. 71 goals for City as well. So, you know, teams were outscoring them, and they were kind of all around the same with Chelsea and the other top 4 for goals conceded, which isn't too bad to be fair. And I can already tell towards the end that they did hit a pretty decent amount of form. We shall go to schedule and take a take a quick little look. Yeah, so let's just scroll through. So they've had quite a bit of a rough patch in and around November and October. So they started the season quite well, beating Man United 4-0. Mkhitaryan, Higuain, Dani Alves, Jordan Ibe on the score sheet. Beating Middlesbrough. Then they lose to Arsenal, the eventual champions. Go through quite a nice little patch, but obviously they struggle around here, around the Capital One Cup. 4th round loss to Arsenal. Also lose to Liverpool, Palace, Swansea, West Ham, Chelsea, all in that time. But then, as I mentioned, look at that. They were unbeaten from, when did they last lose? So they actually last lost in the Premier League in November. And then they went the rest of the season, December, sorry, didn't see that result. December against West Ham. Then the second half of the season, they were completely unbeaten in the Premier League. Obviously, that loss there is in the FA Cup. So they hit some pretty nice form towards the end of the year. Let's just quickly go and take a look at, what was I going to go to next? Let's quickly take a look at their positioning throughout the season stages. No, it's not stages. Past positions, that's the one. So they were in second, then they went up to first, then they were just lingering around. What positions? That's third, fourth, fifth, kind of around there. They dropped out of the top 5 for only 2 match weeks, which is quite impressive to be fair. They dropped to 6th only twice. So they were always in and around the top 5. They were mainly in and around the top 3, top 4, and then they just kind of held on for the final, what was that, 4 or 5 games. So, you know, they were always destined to be in the top 4, really. Just going to take a look at a few more stats in the team-wise. We're going to go to, how did they play? So they played quite possession-based. If we go to net spend, they're exactly 0, which is what you'd expect. Salary per annum, they're actually 5th, so, you know, they're doing better than the teams around them, really, because Arsenal are in 4th, they won the league, and then obviously the transferred squad, who were in 5th, they actually came 2nd, so, you know, Man United, Man City, and Chelsea actually struggling a bit there in terms of how much they're actually putting into players' wages and then corresponding with their league positioning. But that is all for this video. If you want me to continue this video, this series type thing for a 2nd and 3rd season to see how they further do, let me know, I'll do that. Or, another idea, let me know if you want me to put this exact same team into the Bundesliga or into La Liga, into Serie A, into Ligue 1, you know, whichever. Let me know. I can put them into different leagues and see how they would have done in, you know, La Liga against Real Madrid and Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, or even into the Bundesliga against Borussia Dortmund, you know, Bayern Munich. Just let me know and I will be sure to do that. There'll be more videos on the channel. Pretty sure they'll be coming every day. I wasn't going to be doing daily uploads, but I think I am now. So be sure to check out the channel, you know, every day for a new video. And if there isn't one, check the next day. But I'm going to try my best to stick to a daily upload schedule. You'll be able to tell anyway whether I've kept to it by just looking back for the past few days. But that is all. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, goodbye.